The Weebcast was 8 years ago now.
Huh?
It was 8 years ago now.
Okay, so 8 years ago, we recorded a 3-hour-long video, right? It was
About the
3
Yuri on
hours
Ice
and
Awards?
21 minutes.
About
3
the Yuri on
hours
Ice
and
Awards?
21 minutes.
Yeah. And
Anime
it was,
Awards post-mortem, the Weebcast, featuring Arcata and Miles. Mob was robbed.
which is incorrect because Shogun Rokuraku Shinju was right.
Yeah, but he posted
That wasn't
the
that
video,
year.
So.
Yes, it sure was.
That was, yeah. I'm pretty sure
Was
it
it?
was.
I just was looking at the list of anime. So basically, for
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Quest for the Best. This is, I don't know what this is.
bonus episode.
This
Bonus-
is our after hours. This
bonus
is the first
episode.
Quest for the Best after hours bonus episode.
Very after hours. It
going up,
is
except
after
it's going
midnight.
many hours and days and weeks and months before all of the stuff that we
Just it.
recorded today.
But it's important because the Anime Awards from Crunchyroll, the Crunchyroll Anime Awards,
were announced last night.
yesterday.
Yes.
Today, technically.
Today. Yeah.
Within the last 24 hours.
Within
today
the last
in
24
Japan.
hours of recording, not necessarily when this video goes live.
And 8 years ago, the three of us came together for a post-mortem on the first Crunchyroll Anime Awards,
the Yuri on Ice Awards.
the Yuri on Ice Awards, where I was in charge of like judging and the like voting stuff, and these two were some of my first judges. And so then we talked about it from a pseudo inside perspective. I only got in a little bit of trouble at work for this. And now we're going to talk about it in a way that I can only get in a little bit of trouble with my client. So
Fair.
how do we feel about the Anime Awards, folks?
Why?
Terrible. I need to see the where's the list? Because I haven't seen the whole list. I just know the big
Okay, so
highlights.
how did we want to go down through this?
So the way that the Anime Awards worked, I ran the voting
Passive.
and judging thing for the first 5 years, right?
Yeah. you
And
did.
during that process, I increasingly gave more of a share of the final vote to the judges because I realized it was a huge mistake the first year to do 50-50 judges and fan vote because then it turns into a popularity contest.
Then it became the Yuri on Ice
It
Awards.
became the Year and Ice Awards. It won 7 out of 11 categories. It was a huge sweep. Unfortunately, that wasn't the biggest sweep the awards would have. That would be last night. So
Yeah, 'cause I mean,
because they
after
reverse
that-
your decisions on
no,
popularity.
After that, there
No.
was the Hiroaka Awards.
so that year it only won 5 awards.
yeah.
Okay.
So and Jujutsu Kaisen wore like 6 or 7 as well. In the last year I did it,
Yeah.
which again like valid, right? So like what you're going to have is things like the Oscars where when you put it to a popular vote, the popular thing is going to win. I was explaining this in the context on like Bluesky and Twitter today, in the context of why the heck did Ninja Kamui, which most people who watched it did not like,
No.
win over something like Girls Band Cry, which
It
was
was
one of the
not
most
good.
beloved anime of last year. Why did it win Best Original Anime over it? And the answer is, if 10 times more people are watching
Ninja Kamui.
Ninja Kamui.
which was absolutely the case, and then watching Girls Band Cry, you only need 11% of the people who watch Golden Kamui,
Not Golden Kamui. Ninja
Ninja Kamui,
Kamui.
to
Golden
like
Kamui
it.
would have been a
To
lot
defeat
better.
everybody who watched Girls Band Cry and knew it was the best show of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because the judges there are hundreds of judges now, and they're like all over the world, and they can't talk to each other.
No, we never could have.
You can't. Well, no, I know. I try to change that every year, and it just was not
Never
feasible.
gonna work. Yeah.
They can't. The judges should be able to collude so they can say, like, do some pony trading, right?
Yeah.
Like, say, hey, if you let me get my pet project into like best action, I can accept you getting your thing into best animation, right? Like, you can kind of like figure out ways to make it like representative of a bunch of different perspectives.
Because I definitely remember, in the early
I
ages,
helped you game design a pretty solid way to do that without people communicating, which is everybody getting their little cheat, their
How many numbers for round one everything got? Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you, by the way.
You're
That
welcome.
was super helpful. I don't know if they do that anymore. So since 2022, they haven't said how they do it anymore. They don't say what the percentage is.
What the methodology is.
They don't
not
say what the
gonna tell us
methodology
either.
It
is.
really feels like the fans were the only ones who counted here.
Well, no, if it's 70-30, that does mean the fans
Yeah.
are the only ones who count still.
Yeah.
Like,
Anything over 50-50, the fans are the only ones who count.
so it's 70 judges. Judges are still the majority on paper. But the problem is also, once you get to 200 judges, they have not watched all the anime. And so they're going to still do the same thing the fans do, where even if they would like something else more, they can only vote for what they've actually watched in most cases. Judges aren't going to generally vote for things they haven't watched at all. I know you did. because you're like, oh, I know this is the best thing in this category, and I know enough about this category to, But you also watch the first episode of everything at the very least.
Yes.
And at that time, you were watching the first 3 episodes of everything.
Yes.
So, like, the pretty ideal judge here, Tristan Gallant. Would be pretty ideal judge, but he just stopped responding to emails at some point.
I was really busy. Okay.
Hey, it's not my fault. I mean, no, not my problem.
Yep. I'm sorry to the Crunchyroll Awards people who will definitely not be taking either of us back after this.
And people complained about the Anime Awards winners.
Honestly, maybe not. Because
Yeah.
I not this year because whatever, but previous years I did live streams where I would be like, "What the crap is this?" I've done that before. And I keep
they have
getting
brought
asked
you back. But I mean, like,
Those records are still there.
Something went really
Wrong.
wrong this year.
The winners of the Anime of the Year were Yuri on Ice, legit. Made in Abyss, legit. Devilman Crybaby, legit. Demon Slayer, legit. JJK, legit. Attack on Titan Final Season Part 1, fine, whatever.
Legit-ish.
Final season.
I'm not mad.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, Mob was robbed about Yuri on Ice way back when, but Yuri on Ice is legit, and like, I'm glad that got some recognition since Mappa never made another anything out of it.
And then Cyberpunk,
Legit.
Edgerunners,
Legit.
JJK.
Legit again.
But then we go to Solo Leveling.
Not legit at all.
It's fine for it to be the most popular anime.
Yeah.
So I have kind of a theory about Solo Leveling. I think there was some unfortunate vote splitting happening because Solo Leveling was up against The Apothecary Diaries,
Yeah.
Free Run Beyond Journey's End,
Yeah.
Delicious in Dungeon,
Yep.
and Dawn to Dawn.
Yeah.
Right? And also Kaiju number 8. And but so the thing is, right, like people with good taste, I think we're going to be inevitably split pretty evenly
Between a lot
Dawn
of
to
those.
Dawn, Delicious in Dungeon, Free Run, and Apothecary Diaries, right?
Yeah, absolutely,
Like
yeah.
if you're like, if you really, really value animation quality, you're probably going for Dawn to Dawn. If you're like big into like good character writing and really good acting, probably Delicious in Dungeon. Or Free. Well, I was
Free
gonna
Run
say,
applies to the animation as well. My God.
If writing is what you value, then Apothecary Diaries, and if you like a good balance of things, then Free Run. You know, but
So that's a lot.
But people with just dog shit taste are all going to pick Solo Leveling over Kaiju number 8.
Can I tell you something?
I actually like Kaiju number 8. I'm being really mean.
I mean, we all like Solo Leveling. It's fine.
Yeah, but I mean,
I like Kaiju number 8 more than
Kaiju-
Solo Level.
Kaiju number 8 is My Hero Academia for depressed 30-year-old men, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
You know? like
It fits.
it's definitely. But you know, Kaiju number 8 is good. I'm just saying that Kaiju number 8 is not on the tier of any of the other
Anything
things
else that
here
it's up
except
against.
for Solo Leveling.
Yeah.
and Solo Leveling is not on Kaiju number 8's tier.
No.
but
What I'm saying is, you are extremely that's extremely thoughtful way of gaming it out. The thing is, the vote splitting thing you're talking about doesn't matter because Solo Leveling literally had more viewers than any 2 or 3 of those shows combined.
any 2 or 3, yeah.
So
Can you pass that over for a second?
But the thing is, like, even if everybody's watching Solo Leveling, it's not everybody's favorite show.
right, but not everyone's watching all 6 of those shows. So just the available number of people who can feasibly vote on it, the pool is just so much larger that nothing else has a chance once popular vote is anything other than a nominal figure. The Game Awards does 10% for voting, for popular vote.
Yep.
Which is that makes so much more
And
sense.
also the judges get to talk.
Yeah.
Man,
I mean, I tried every year. It just was not feasible. I'm sorry.
yeah. And the Game Awards still ends up with a lot of bad
I didn't
things.
want talking as far as us in a room. I'm fine if we had
a Discord or something.
a Discord, a thread chain, boot up a BBS somewhere. I don't care.
An email thread.
Some-
Well,
thing.
actually, a Discord where everyone's talking is great in theory until you get one asshole who decides that they want to farm cloud off of generating controversy around the Anime Awards, which you probably would not
I'm not
pull
saying
into the.
I don't care about the
meeting, but-
specific mechanics.
Yeah.
The point being, there needs to be a little bit of conversation to allow for,
Because
even if not collusion, just
yeah, because one of the things
discussion.
Because one of the things that I had a problem with, like early on in the Anime Awards, is it would be, hey, here are the categories. Put in the things that you want to be in these categories. And then when the nominations come out, I was like, I completely forgot that existed.
That does. I mean, the thing is,
we're not perfect.
No, I mean,
we try.
We're not perfect, but
in most recent years, I've been making the list throughout the year as I go.
There's over 100 anime every year.
Yeah,
over 200.
Over 200. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Just
we're gonna forget things.
Like it's impossible to keep track of everything, or even everything that's good.
Yeah,
you know, like I'm sure I've already forgotten.
No, you can do it. You just watch this guy in Mother's Basement on YouTube, and he tells you what to watch every season, right? Or Glass Reflection, even. He watches everything.
Yeah, we both watch everything. But but I mean, like, we watch everything, but like I can't even remember everything that I loved from last season already, you know? And like
that's a problem, yeah.
I mean, I honestly I can't remember everything I loved from my seasonal video this season off the top of my head because I've been so busy watching trash and working on this podcast. I haven't had time to keep up with everything that was on there, and I had 20 different anime on there because there were like legitimately 20 different anime that were contenders in their own way for best anime of the season, or something people would really love. Like at our panel today, Callan Generic Romance, we just spent so much time gushing about that, and that was in my honorable mentions, top of my honorable mentions, but my honorable mentions, because like, how am I supposed to put that over Yaiba?
So,
you know,
that's pretty bad, and I think everybody agrees and has agreed in like the social media stuff that I've seen. That's pretty bad.
Solo Leveling is and it's swept too, which is disgusting.
Best slice of life anime. Too many losing heroines. Up against Laid Back Camp, Mr. Villain's Day Off, Nokotan, Sound Euphonium, and The Dangers in My Heart.
Dangers in My Heart's also romance, not slice.
I mean,
but it's more slice of life than
you can be both. I wouldn't.
I mean, Makein is pretty slice of life.
It is more romance than slice of life.
No, it's more romance.
It is a romance.
Oh, it is a rom-com. I mean, the only reason it kind of fits in slice of life because the joke is that
it also is on the list for best romance anime. It didn't win.
Of course it is, which is
it didn't win.
Yeah, they wanted to give it 2 shots, I guess.
Well, so who's they? There's no.
There is no.
There's no they.
This is a car without a driver.
Yeah,
this is my point. So like a lot of people are like, oh, Crunchyroll's doing this. Crunchyroll's doing. No, they're not.
No,
they're literally not. If they were, then they would have had someone internally on the team say, oh, this doesn't qualify for this category, even though the judges put it up. Right? They'd have someone who's like, we're going to set parameters for these things and be really strict about them. I made mistakes. I'm not perfect, but you know what? I had a really good team of smart people who are still a couple of them are still there, right? A good amount of them are still there. There's a lot of smart people at Crunchyroll, but obviously they've outsourced this or something because I know that a lot of these things should not have passed the sniff, would not pass the sniff test with even the most basic anime fan to say, hey, the judges are wrong about this from a procedural level.
Yeah.
Why
Makein is not a slice of life.
Shangri-La being Shangri-La Frontier being an isekai?
Correct.
Incorrect.
Objectively correct.
Objectively incorrect.
Objectively correct.
We've talked
Should
about
have been a discussion, or at least like I'm not kidding, because this is a new category for the Crunchyroll Anime Awards this year. They should have had a little article saying, hey, here's why we decided to allow this as a isekai. The thing is, I don't mind it being on the category, but there's another title in the isekai that's also not isekai.
Which is?
I don't remember.
Konosuba, Mushoku Tensei, Re:Zero, Shangri-La Frontier, Suicide Squad, Isekai, and Slime.
Okay, they're all isekai.
They're all isekai.
Suicide Squad isekai being up for that award is
very silly.
Very silly.
It has isekai in the title.
I enjoy. No,
I think that's literally why, dude.
Yeah,
I think the judges are like, hey, that one says isekai.
Is that where we're at right now?
The thing is, when you get hundreds of judges, you get a lot of people who don't watch every anime, so you don't have to, like the two of you wonderful people do. So like it's just procedurally a problem, and it just kind of like makes a bunch of accidents that seem like pernicious things. Why don't more high dive titles that are exclusive to high dive make
nobody watches high dive?
Because no one's no one's even getting served those. Like, it's not,
Yeah.
Crunchyroll doesn't promote most of its anime, which is a shame, but like,
But
it's also
High Dive's
realistic
not
business decision.
promoting any of their
Well, no,
shows
they are. They're just promoting it to a very, very
to
tiny
people
audience.
to people who use High Dive.
The amount of people watching on Crunchyroll is large enough that just having something show up in the like algorithmically generated fields is enough.
And that's why Ninja Kamui.
What the hell is a
even listed.
global impact award? That's like
Which studio do we want to like us slightly better?
Plus, which studio could we actually get a hold of?
Attack on Titan, the final chapters. Let's get Kodansha and Mappa on our side. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like even like Attack on Titan final season was a big deal, but like, was it even the biggest deal of that year?
That's why they had to give it an honorary award.
Yeah.
No, wait. Didn't you have the list of the winners before in Attack on Titan Final Season 1?
Part 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot that whole part 1, part 2, part 3 for
3,
real
4,
this time. Dot X.
Attack on Titan final dot
X.
MP4.
Yeah.
Man, must protect at all costs character Anya Forger again. I'm pretty sure she's been in that.
She has.
Every time.
Pretty sure she won before.
Well, they stopped doing boy and girl, so they had to come up with more. So it's best protagonist, best supporting, and
must
best
protect at all costs.
Which, like, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
I'm not mad.
It's just the multiple winnings, multiple years that I have a problem with.
I just feel like they're silly awards.
I'm sorry. Do you not think Helen Mirren deserves her next Oscar? Come on.
I'm not. Helen Mirren deserves. You mean you're talking actress?
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. It's a character. It's just saying we really like this character, and that's fine. You know, like
you don't think Helen Mirren is a combination of all her personal private insights? She is a character, even when she's just an actress.
Sure.
She is a proxy for what we imagine Helen Mirren to be, and she deserves multiple Oscars, sir.
Sure. I mean, Sung Jin.
That sounded like a sure,
So-
not sure.
Does Sung Jin-woo deserve best character? That requires him to have
I have one.
That requires
Who
him to
was he
have
up
any
against? No,
person-
seriously, who was he up against?
everyone you
against
love.
Everyone.
Freerin,
Fuck.
Mao Mao.
Kafka,
No.
Kafka Hibino
Oh my
from
god.
Kaiju number 8, who is also better. Okarun and Momo from Don to Don, who are both the main characters, and that is correct. Like literally every other answer is better, but aura farming.
No, he didn't even do that. This is only season 1. So here's the thing: if
This was only season 1?
yes,
No, he farms aura in toward the end of
the
season
last
1.
episode, the last one episode.
No, he farms aura when that assassin guy comes to kill him. He's like, "No, I'm going to kill you instead." There's a little bit of aura farming. He is cultivating the aura
Well,
fields.
isn't
He
it
is
cool when
seeding them.
Kirito kills a level 10 slime for the first time? What the like? Come on, man. What are we talking about?
No, the assassin who's like ranked above him. That's
ranked above him. Wow. When we know he's already like an S rank in our heart.
I know that.
Come
but
on.
I'm just saying.
He just hasn't.
Bro, I'm not talking about aura farming for me. I'm talking about
Okay.
aura farming for the general audience of mouth drooling. Just
I'm sorry, we need to go back for a second.
Cretins who voted
Season
for
1.
This is only for if it was for season 2.
We did a kill quest.
I would not be
in
here.
our podcast.
Yeah.
Because this is not going to go on the list of our top 100 anime of all time.
For season
and that was
2.
after season 2, which is the only reason I thought it was even worth discussing at all.
So, as I said in that episode,
How does it get best ending sequence? That's against
Tone it down. We don't want to get kicked out.
against the ending
It's
of Don
1
to
a.m.
Don, the
It's
ending
1 a.m.
against the ending of Don to Don, the ending of Ranma, the ending of Oshinoko, Elusive Sam. Literally everything in that category is better.
yes.
Sorry.
So this is a math thing. Don't apologize. You feel the way you feel, Geoff. I want you to feel the way you feel. This is just a math problem, and it's a math problem Crunchyroll created, right? Like again,
So it is Crunchyroll.
there's no driver at the wheel. This is like it makes no sense. And the thing is, the fans don't know what they're doing, and the fans, I'm sure a lot of them voted for Soul Leveling with just
intentions.
on the like literally the voting was the day after season 2 ended.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't even blame the fans for just being like, I see Sung Jinwoo and I click. right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't actually blame them.
Because they're
like,
not the ones that are like, oh, there's a difference between season 1 and season 2. It's all solo leveling to them.
I love solo leveling. I enjoy the heck out of solo leveling. It's not good, but I love it. I like when these two forced me to watch it. I think I spent most of the next 24 hours just watching solo.
You did.
Because
It's
I'm like,
so easy to watch.
oh, I'm just going to watch 1 or 2 episodes and that'll be enough for the episode. And then I'm like, but if I just watch one more, then maybe. Ooh, but I can watch just one more. Didn't go to bed till 3 a.m. that night. And like, I am an adult with a job and small children.
That makes its power over you stronger.
Yeah, so solo leveling is great. I love solo leveling, but it is not anime of the year in season 1. Season
1.
Season 1's not even like best action.
Not
Oh my God.
It wasn't even top 10 of that season.
Best score?
Free runs there, isn't it?
It sure is.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
Evan Call.
Wait, Apothecary Diaries is there too, right?
No, but Look Back is.
That's weird.
No.
But also,
Apothecary Diaries should be there.
yeah, no, it's Demon Slayer, Don to Don, which Kensuke Ushio.
Okay, yeah.
Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War.
Which,
also,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's. I mean, actually, no, Bleach.
That's what I'd vote for. Don't worry.
Yeah, Bleach. Yeah. But and Demon Slayer, Yuki Kajiura, which like, if there's one thing that like
Wins the hearts of the general populace. Yeah.
but also if there's one thing that's really really good about Demon Slayer, other than the compositing and a lot of other things,
Yeah.
And animation and the characters.
it's the music. It's got really good music. Like at least Otonoke won Best Anime Song and Best Opening Sequence because that's the most redundant category of all time.
You are literally, if viewers go back and watch that video from 8 years ago where Geoff advocated for exactly this.
No,
quote.
I advocate. I advocate for it in the context of somebody who knows what they're talking about, distinguishing. Although in this case, it is both the best song and the best opening sequence. But we're talking about a general audience
Who doesn't know the difference.
voting for it. The same kind of general audience that gives best character design to the characters who they think look the coolest instead of the characters who are designed to animate in the most interesting ways.
Which is why it should only count for 10% like the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Like if
And this is even saying that the
It
Game
would be
Awards
a
are
good
good at it.
category if there was a better split between judges and
if
It
the
would give
judges,
judges a reason to do anything. I was a judge this year. You want to know what my experience was? My experience was, hey, here are our categories these years. Here's the rough criteria, which is the same, and then it's been for every year. Sure, fine.
Oh, good. It's not like they announced that publicly.
And then it was like, okay, well, here is my choices for these. Previous years, we've ranked them. There was like points to be assigned and things. This year was just like, what would you put here? And then that made the nominations.
they didn't have numerical rankings.
You didn't rank, you didn't assign points.
They just had.
Oh, there was no round 2?
There was no round 2.
No, they just collated your submitted. Oh, that's terrible.
Wait, what?
They just to ask the judges to submit nominations and then averaged out which ones had the most nominations.
Let's get this right. Let us get this right.
I wish we had a camera on Chloe right now because she looks exactly like Miles.
Numbers and data.
Having a little panic attack there, buddy.
Look, when you do something you care about, like I had to make a lot of compromises I was not happy about, but like I feel proud of what I did at my time at Crunchyroll for those first 5 years. Like I made a lot of mistakes, but I learned from them and I tried to make it better because I care.
So, because we want to be correct, the public voting opened when?
April 8th.
3rd?
3rd.
April 3rd? That is second round of voting.
That's fine.
No, the public voting is the
Public voting was second round. So
after nominations.
So round 1 of voting was the judges put in what we thought would work for every category. And then round 2 was the public vote.
So it is, oh my God, the judges didn't get us a vote.
No, well, we did.
No,
Not really, not
the
meaningfully.
judges created the nominations.
No, so basically because what happened in every previous anime awards was Round 1, it was all just the most popular things. Round 2, the judges would vote, would distribute their votes. They had points out of 100, and they would distribute their points strategically, thoughtfully, as best they could, without being able to converse with everyone else.
To give personal favorites a chance to at least make it into the nomination.
Because if you don't do it that way, a lot of judges, their votes are completely useless because they're maybe all of their nominees didn't even make the top 6.
And yeah, this ranked choice thing was something that I suggested to you, I think first year of the awards, right?
You both did.
Yeah, but I gave you the numbers that I would use design wise. You probably tweaked them after that, but we had this conversation. I was very happy that you implemented that system, and I immediately gamed it the first year that I was a judge in order to get my.
So to be clear, Miles, we were, if I'm remembering correctly, unless I am mistaking it for a different year, we were allowed to log in, and maybe our logins as a judge meant something. But we would not, it was not told or indicated to us that exactly was the case.
They can't connect your Crunchyroll account to your...
no, it wasn't a Crunchyroll account. I think we were given a code.
Okay, if you were given a code...
If you were given a code, then it tracked that.
Let me double check.
But that's still just voting. That's not assigning points, which is much more allowing it to not just be the most popular thing.
The system, the system was really good.
I don't think I was given a code this year.
Oh my...
This was just a fan voted.
It was literally just a fan voted...
The last time I got any communications from Crunchyroll was at the end of March, and that was after round 1.
That's after I got my sponsorship to promote voting for the Anime Awards. That's terrible.
It's just a popular vote. It's literally everything. It's literally everything the worst critics say, other than the people who say that Crunchyroll did this to win some points with
or
whatever
to boost their series for marketing or
which is so funny because it was literally not a single Crunchyroll title other than Yuri on Ice won the first 4 years.
Yeah. Because the voting methodology was actually solid.
Devilman Crybaby would not win if popular vote was all that meaningful.
Yeah.
The only reason it won is because the judges basically all agreed, like the IGN team, right?
Yeah.
And the top 25 anime of all time. Devilman Crybaby was not watched that much. It was popular, but it wasn't that popular.
Yeah, it just indexes really well with critics.
With critics,
yeah.
Made in Abyss probably wouldn't have won if it was popular vote.
No, it was pretty popular.
It was
that
pretty
point though.
It was in top 10 most watched that year. Yeah,
sure.
On pirate sites.
Okay. No, but Made in Abyss. No, I remember. I remember Made in Abyss. That was the Hiroaka Awards. Everybody freaked out because
that was the Hiroaka Awards.
Hiroaka, because Hiroaka should have swept and
then Made in Abyss.
I remember that moment backstage when we were all backstage.
Yeah, up on the stairway watching. Yeah,
and it was Made in Abyss, and the audience broke out cheering. We broke out cheering backstage. That was a good moment, and there will never be a moment like that again. Because
they can change it.
They can't change it back. They should change it back. Crunchyroll, please roll back to the old system.
I want to ask you both, do either of you know the one award that Apothecary Diaries got? Don't look, Geoff.
I know.
What do you think it could possibly be for?
Best drama?
No. Tristan?
Voice actress.
Yep, that is the only award the Apothecary.
No, I mean it
deserves award.
She deserves
However,
it. That's disgusting. I mean,
that's why I was why wasn't it nominated for fucking music?
Apothecary.
Have you listened to the soundtrack of Apothecary Diaries, people?
Best background art going to Freeman. I feel
fine.
that. I feel that.
And best director going to Freeman.
Best director going to Freeman.
Best director going to Freeman. I would give it to that or
what else was there?
Megumi Ishitani for One Piece fan letter.
That's a 23-minute thing. I think.
Who's the one who's always saying that it's tight?
I'm saying that's actually not enough. I think that is a short type. That is.
Yeah, that should be a separate category.
That should be a separate category. I think you give flowers.
But I mean, that's also giving Megumi Ishitani flowers for directing the hardest anime production currently running, which is One Piece.
I don't. So personally, my perspective is I'd rather not give flowers and I'd rather give awards to the
to the best. And it's
maybe that could have been the Global Impact Award.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
In that case, it's Frieren or Don Don for best director.
I agree with those two choices. Yeah.
And like, but some of these choices, like
won nothing.
Dungeon Meshi won
Meshi-
nothing.
Yeah, I don't think Senshi even got
That would
best,
require more people to watch it.
which they
that's
should.
Fair, that's fair.
Did Sun One get nominated for Senshi?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay, good.
Yeah,
At least he got nominated.
He should have won.
He should have. But at
but-
least he got nominated.
The
My
Jinwoo
God.
guy won.
Other,
The Jinwoo guy won.
yeah,
right?
Jinwoo swept all the acting.
Okay.
awards.
That's actually an okay pick. I actually like his Sung Jinwoo.
The Alex Lee,
Yeah.
the English one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's solid. I
He's
mean,
cool on TikTok. I haven't watched it dubbed.
but it's like
It's one of the least egregious wins that
what
I'm
I'm
okay
saying
with.
is that's like one of the least challenging acting roles. That you know, like
It says professional actor Geoff Thew.
all you
I mean,
have
he's
to,
right.
like literally, Sung Jin Woo is like 10, maybe like 6% wine, and then 94% smolder. That's it. I it's not a challenging role, you know, like Alex Lee, it's Alex Lee, right?
You have it in front of you.
Yeah,
He won.
Alex Lee. I mean, it's way down here. But the guy who does it, he eats. He
If
eats
that's how
the
you
role.
pronounce his last name, then yes, it's Alex Lee.
Okay, or it might be Lay. I'm not. Anyway, I can't find it right now. Him, that guy. Alex does a good job. And not saying it's not do a good job. I'm just saying that there's a lot of like really, really good vocal performances this year that were just a lot more challenging for an actor to do.
Okay, so who else was there?
So
You said Senshi was there.
Sorry, I guess I got.
We're talking on this one thing. So unless we're
I just wanted to say I'm also upset that Mashal won Best Comedy, but that's we can talk about that later. That's less. Yeah. So Best Voice Actor or Artist Performance for basically every language. So they had a bunch of languages, which is cool. I think it's cool that they added another two this year. Yeah.
Yeah,
that they were acknowledging different dubs. Best Performance in Japanese to Mao Mao, which is. I would have given it. That's the only award that Bravern was up for, and I would have given it to Kenichi Suzumura for Bravern because Bravern is like that's.
Would you do that because legitimately that was the best
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
or because it was the only thing that Bing Bang Bravern actually got nominated for?
Slightly because Bravern deserves literally any award, but also because Bravern carries that show as a performance and is like one of the best comedy performances I have heard in years. And
I can respect that.
Yeah. No, like.
I mean, my favorite anime didn't get nominated for any awards.
Yeah,
so.
that's fair.
As is normal.
But yeah. Best performance Japanese was solid. Anya in Arabic got it, which I don't have opinions on Arabic dubs, but
No, if you keep going, you're going to see like a whole bunch of different
and then,
languages,
Charles-
which we can't really speak to.
and then best performance in Brazilian Portuguese, Charles Emmanuel as Sung Jin Woo. Best performance in Castilian Spanish, Masumi Matsuda as Sung Jin Woo. That Castilian Spanish, Masumi Matsuda as Sung Jin Woo in Spanish.
Someone's talented.
Mutsuda, yeah, clearly Masumi Mutsuda. Okay, you know what? That might actually be like a really impressive performance. If it's, you know, like a.
I'll take the voters' word for that, I guess.
Gonna have to.
Yeah, best voice artist performance, English. Well, I'll do French and German first, and then circle back.
Do we need to talk about those?
Okay,
We don't
well-
speak those languages, Geoff.
Kafka won it in French. Luffy won it in German. Gojo won it in Hindi, and Kyomoto won it in Italian. And Latin Spanish, which is different.
In the language we speak, where we could potentially have an opinion.
Aaron Yeager won it. Anyway, going back
Very
to
tight discussion. Very tight discussion.
Going back to, it's just important information, okay?
They can look it up.
Okay.
Well, no, they don't need to.
Alex Lee up against AJ Beckles as Okarun. Jesse James Grell as Armin from Attack on Titan final season, the final chapter's special two. Jesus, that name. Mallory Rodak as Frieden. Frieden. It's 12:30 in the morning.
It's late. I get it.
Sara Natochenny as Alia from Alia Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. and Sungwon Cho as Senshi in Delicious in Dungeon.
Well, the only show I watched dubbed for all of 2024 was Delicious in Dungeon. I thought Sungwon was fantastic.
Yeah.
Emily Rudd, I think I would have actually gotten my nomination.
Yeah,
I
we
would
had
say-
this discussion before.
I
Emily Rudd is
also really like English Freerun. So
English Freerun. Yeah, no, English Freerun's good. AJ Beckles as Okarun is also like a great nomination. He really did a great job.
I
in
mean,
that role.
the thing is, Sungwon, like that is such an iconic performance.
Yeah.
Like that is going to be something that people talk about for 20 years.
Yeah, no,
That performance.
Yeah, Sungwon. Like Sungwon iconic generational performance, and I would still give it to Emily Rudd, but only a little bit.
No, I'm exactly right there with you.
Yeah.
you remember when you asked him to kill you last?
We all agreed with what I just said. Kill me last, please. But yeah, no, like I don't know. So many of these awards are just a little bit baffling. Like,
Do you have any more that are especially frustrating to you? Because I'm still not over season 1. Honestly,
Season
like
one.
if it was
Season
season 2, I would feel like, do we really need to talk about the Anime Awards? Like, yeah, it's overrated. Yeah, it doesn't deserve best in an award show. It's like this is basically the Avengers, like the first Infinity or the
First Avengers.
the last Avengers. What's it called?
Endgame?
Endgame. This is like Endgame winning an Oscar to me, right? Like
Yeah.
this is the crowd pleaser, mass market version.
Which it didn't do. I don't think.
It didn't get nominated
Yeah.
because it doesn't make sense for a movie that is just a crowd pleaser, no matter how fun and good it is, to be thought of as the best in an award show context to me, where you're trying to celebrate art. Because to me,
Other than technical elements.
other than technical elements,
yeah, the only times that I think like a blockbuster has really deserved also to be
Sound of
the-
Music, 1965. I agree.
Sound of Music,
Lord of the Rings,
Lord of the
2001,
Rings.
2, and 3.
Star Wars episode 2 or episode 4 or 5, episode 5. God,
We
I'm
got
just
there.
trying to remember
That's the
them.
fourth number.
Yeah.
we said, but it is the right one there.
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire, yeah. Empire. Star Wars Empire, I think.
Sure.
Yeah. Maybe Jaws.
Wasn't that the same year as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
Butch Cassidy,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, no, you're right. Because most years there is something better. I'm
Dune,
just saying.
Dune, Oppenheimer. I'm not mad about either of those winning.
Yeah, Dune, Oppenheimer.
Which
yeah,
Dune?
those are.
I've only seen the first one.
Which Dune?
I mean, both, to be honest.
Yeah, all of the Dune adaptations are really good.
Yes, they are.
I wish we got the Jodorowsky one.
Yeah.
But I do see sometimes the crowd pleaser is the one that should win, and there is a certain amount of
It
bias
happens.
against picking. Like I would say that I would argue for Jujutsu Kaisen being a valid choice.
So this is why, like,
example.
I'm not even mad that like My Hero won, or no, it didn't win.
No, it
it
didn't
never
win.
won. So yeah, so
Made in Abyss.
Made in Abyss won that year.
Clutched that out. And
Yuri on Ice winning, being the crowd pleaser. Yuri on Ice the same year. So Rakugo Shinju should have won the award according to me.
Yes.
But
I'm-
Mob should have won according to me.
But I'm
else
so
was on that
happy Yuri erased Joker Game, Cabaneri, My Hero, and ReZero. So like it was a stacked year, and I'm really
Yeah.
glad Yuri on Ice won, even if it wasn't my pick.
I'm upset Mob wasn't nominated. That's why I said Mob was robbed.
Oh, Mob was robbed. No, it's nominated.
For
Yeah, I didn't include it because I
didn't
you already.
include it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And then
all right.
Made in Abyss winning was great.
Yes.
Devilman Crybaby winning.
Fantastic.
Again, not what I would have picked because that was placed further, but great. Demon Slayer winning over Mob Psycho 2 and Promised Neverland
Little
Season 1.
infuriating.
And Vinland Saga especially.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
just, like, I actually am still not that mad about it.
And I'm
really-
not mad.
Demon Slayer was
I'm
like
disappointed.
somewhat
A movement.
generational.
Yeah.
yeah.
But at the same time, so is Soul Leveling. And at the same time, I still wish Demon Slayer didn't win.
Yeah, I do too.
Like, more strongly than anything else.
Yeah.
But it's not as egregious as Solo Leveling.
No.
Right. And then when Jujutsu Kaisen, I voted for Aizoken in 2020.
That's
Aizoken.
fair.
But like, I'm not mad that Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen's a really good adaptation. I would give it more to season 2 personally, but you know,
Sure.
like I love Jujutsu
And I mean,
Kaisen.
we're also looking about this in retrospect,
yeah.
in hindsight, because like I looked at the 2017 with Yuri on Ice and ReZero was there, and I was like, oh, ReZero. But then in my mind, I was like, yeah, but ReZero keeps coming back and still has a lot more chances to win things at the end.
Yuri and I should have come back.
Yeah,
It should have.
really should have,
And it didn't.
But yeah, I mean, I would like personally, I would give it to ReZero over Yuri on Ice, but that's also a crowd pleaser choice. You know, that's just a different crowd.
Different crowd that you were pleasing.
Yeah.
Odd Taxi should have won over My Hero. I mean, Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Odd
Taxi.
Taxi.
Yeah.
That's too bad. Or
That's
even
too bad.
Ranking of Kings, honestly. But
Oh yeah, Ranking of Kings.
or even 86.
Yeah,
That's a good year.
that was
Was
a really
a good year.
There've been a lot of really good years for anime lately.
And this year was not one because we have apparently Solo Leveling Season 1 is the best
Apparently,
ever.
Solo Leveling is better than Freerun, better than Dawn to Dawn, better than Delicious in Dungeon, better than Apothecary Diaries, better than Pluto, better than Demon Slayer,
Better than Orb.
better than
Orb.
better than Orb.
I forgot about.
I told you my favorite didn't get a single nom.
you didn't say what it was, and
Yeah,
I should have needed to.
You should have
have
tried.
needed to. That's
yeah, no,
fair.
Orb deserved at least.
You remember how I said I forget about things?
Yeah,
Orb needed at least 7 nominations.
Orb.
Wait, did Orb get no? Orb
Zero.
didn't get
Yeah,
no
zero.
noms.
It's only the first half, so I'm a little less.
Yeah, no, Orb.
I knew.
If
we
Orb
knew.
doesn't get anything,
We
this-
knew.
Oh, I
We
We
knew.
From
knew,
episode
we knew,
one.
We knew, yeah, episode
1.
one, yeah. I mean, like episode 1, I had the feeling. Episode
5, it was timeless.
yeah, no. By
No,
the
no,
by
no.
the time,
No,
yeah,
no, no,
episode
no.
3, yeah, like that's the perfect example of a 3-episode test. To like,
Episode 1 nominated. Episode 3 locked. Episode 5 timeless.
yeah. So yeah. Other than
Bye.
I just want to say I appreciate that Blue Box got Best Romance. You know, it was the obvious pick, and there.
I already said.
Did you? You shut off your recording?
No, she did.
Okay,
It's fine.
whatever. It is nice that Blue Box got Best Romance. That's like the one compliment that I can give here. I mean, I would have personally given it to Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. Or
Oh my God.